Are you thinking of buying, selling, or investing in real estate, but you don't know where to start? Have you searched for a realtor who will be nearby when they are needed, who will answer your calls and emails, who will go the extra mile to ensure your every need is met, who will help you with sourcing and supplying contractors while negotiating the best deal possible? Do you need a realtor who does not believe in high-pressure sales tactics or other gimmicks? Then you need me. My name is Steve Roy, and I offer a full-service professional sales and customized marketing package for my clients. I am helping clients with buying, selling, and investing. I will build a custom plan to fit your needs. I will work closely with you to ensure that you achieve your goals. My services include not only an analysis of your local market and correct pricing, but I will also help you to prepare your home for sale and make it look as desirable as possible to buyers by providing expert advice, using professional quality photographs, and compelling descriptions. Let me help you minimize cost and maximize your profits. Call me today, 207-649-8522.
And I came here in 1986 to run it for myself, and I signed the papers, and I was owner of the Red Barn Incorporated. People come in here for the experience, more so than I think anything else. And they love the fact that somebody's actually taking the time to listen. Maybe you learn in proportion to how much you listen and care. If you can find that balance between doing what you love that isn't really work, that might pay the bills, and can resonate with people, and actually to some extent help people. Without my customers, I would be doing what I don't love, guaranteed.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Dean Baker, Superintendent of MSAD 49. Welcome to this evening's budget meeting. Our first order of business is to elect a moderator. Do I have a nomination?
I'd like to nominate Mr. Dow.
Mr. Dow is nominated. Seconded?
Second.
Any other nominations? Hearing none, we'll ask for one ballot per Maine law.
They got one. They did. They only need one.
Two. Mr. Dow needs 4? 3. We're already getting proper directions.
Oh.
Thank you. That's from 3 different members, right?
Yeah.
All those in favor of Mr. Dow for moderator, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? Hearing none, Mr. Dow?
I, Leonard Dow, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state, so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof, so help me God. I, Leonard Dow, do swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties incumbent upon me as moderator of this meeting according to the Constitution and laws of the state, so help me God.
I'll sign it.
You didn't have to call for a vote. Look at those ballots and see if those 3 all for me, because that's
We
what.
did.
Okay.
And that's just a,
Okay.
if you want either version.
Sure. Is this any different from what was in here? Okay. Okay. A couple of housekeeping things before we start. I'd ask you all to turn off your phones or put them on pagers and put them on vibrate, if you will. Secondly, I ask that, and this almost goes without saying, we've never had a problem in the past, but that you would be respectful of others and the moderator. And I'll try to recognize people who have not spoken on an article. I'll try to look at someone who hasn't spoken yet before recognizing someone the second and third times. All right. And the warrant articles that you have up back are exactly like the ones that have been posted. Sometimes they change and we go by the one that has been posted around town, so they're all the same. So Article 1, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for regular instruction. The school board recommends $10,861,926.48. What's your pleasure with Article 1?
I move Article 1.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adopt Article 1 as printed. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 1, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Article 2, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for special education. The school board recommends $3,873,576. What's your pleasure with Article 2?
I move Article. Second.
Moved and seconded Article 2. Any discussion? No discussion. We'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 2, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Article 3, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for career and technical education. The school board recommends $449,447.13. What's your pleasure with Article 3?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adopt Article 3 as printed. Any discussion? Since no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 3, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Article 4, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for system administration. The school board recommends $773,722.07. What's your pleasure with Article 4?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded that Article 4 be adopted as printed. Did I ask for discussion?
No.
Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 4, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Article 5, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for other instruction. The school board recommends $614,750.08. What's your pleasure with Article 5?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adopt Article 5. Any discussion? Yes. Yeah, please come up front and use the microphone.
I'd like to make a motion for the amendment and the state the wording of the amendment, which would increase funding for the budget article by a certain amount. For example, I make a motion to amend Article 5 to read $629,261.08.
Thank you. Is that motion seconded?
We can't. What increase?
Moved and seconded that we amend Article 5 with the following figure, $629,261.08. Any discussion on the amendment? Yes. Over here?
What?
Yes.
Why are you increasing it to $629,000 to $6102? What's the explanation?
To add in freshman sports, that was eliminated in the amendment.
Any other discussion? Yes. I don't think you need any introduction, but would you please? I forgot to do that with Eric.
Yes, my name is Joe Cooper, and I speak for freshman sports. I know how difficult the job it is to come up with a budget in these times, but I think a critical part of our athletic program and extracurricular program is our freshman sports. And my sport in football The two most critical coaches on the football staff, next to the head coach, is the offensive line coach and the head freshman. I just think in freshman sports, we're going to lose so many kids because they won't bother to try out against sophomores, juniors, and seniors. More critical than ever in football because of the physicality. There's no way that a lot of freshman kids are going to want to go out and practice against seniors, juniors, and sophomore players. And eventually it's going to really hurt the sport. Look what's happening at Waterville High School since they've dropped freshman sports. They've gone steadily downhill. I just hate to see it. I know how difficult it is to come up with a budget for the entire district, and academics are so vitally important these days, but I really hate to see us lose our freshman athletic program. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Yes.
Gary Goldsmith. I don't mind having freshman football. I think it might be good. But my concern is, why can't we have high school football come back to us on a Saturday afternoon? Because when high school football was discovered or invented or whatever, it was intended for a Saturday afternoon when it's sunny out, a light breeze, and people can actually see what the players on the field. To have that way, by having a Saturday afternoon, you can save the cost of using those lights.
Excuse me, but what we're really talking about is the money amount.
I know what we're talking about.
Well, we need to talk about money on this
I'm talking
article.
about money. If we could stop using those lights on Saturday, have high school football back on Saturday, you wouldn't have to use those lights. Therefore, you could save some money. Put those savings toward having freshman football. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Yes, sir. Would you introduce yourself this time?
Good evening, folks. My name is Eric Lunt. Freshman sports absolutely is important, and we heard from Coach Cooper just how important it is. But extracurricular activities and co-curricular activities are so important for kids these days, especially freshmen. If we cut this, there is a whole demographic of kids that are not going to be able to do anything. They're not old enough to work. They're too old to be involved in the PAL program. What are they going to do? And with all things that are going on in this world, with drug epidemics and kids going down the wrong path, we cannot allow kids to be idle. It's not fair to them. I know it's hard to make a budget, and I commend you folks for working so hard. But cutting activities for kids is just not the answer. It's not the answer to cut any activity for kids. In this day and age, we should be thinking about what we can do more for kids. I spent almost 10 years working at Goodwill Hinckley. I saw the saddest stories that you could ever see, and most of those kids that came to us because they weren't plugged into anything. And I had one particular kid that I want to talk to you about. He came to us from Portland. He was the son of Somali immigrants that had come here. He had gone the wrong way, was involved in Portland gangs, and he saw friends get hurt, saw one friend get killed. He came to us at Goodwill Hinckley. We got him involved in the sports program. That same boy graduated high school, went and became a professional MMA fighter, and now runs his own gym in California where he helps kids and people with fitness. And that would never have happened if it hadn't been for extracurricular activities. I just ask you to please think about our kids. It's not just about sports. It's about keeping kids engaged, keep them in school. I think we all want that. That's why you're all here, right? If you didn't want that, you'd be home watching, I think Jeopardy's on right now. So it's just not about the sports. It's about keeping our kids involved. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Thank you. Any other comments on the amendment?
My name is Frank Bouchard. Yeah, I feel the same way as Mr. Lunt and Mr. Cooper. It's unfortunate that, I know it's very difficult, budget's very difficult in terms of what's happening at the state level, but I don't think this is a place to cut. We're talking less than $15,000 for freshman sports or freshman correction. I'm not sure exactly what's covered. In fact, we'd love to have could you list the programs that are going to be cut? Is it just football, baseball, basketball, lacrosse, et cetera, et cetera? Can you tell us what those are?
Freshman sports consist of basketball, boys and girls basketball, and freshman football. But the freshmen can still try out for the other teams, the JV and varsity. One of the things that I have to say about this is, I haven't seen one person stand up here and concerned about cutting a teacher or cutting the library tech at Benton Elementary. Those to me are as important as freshman sports and extracurricular activities. But we have made some hard choices over the last few years where we have cut and cut and cut programs in this district to keep the budget reasonable. And not one person stands up and says, why don't we put some money back in for a teacher? We're talking about putting money back in for freshman sports. You know what? If Pal was concerned, let Pal step up and help out with some more of that stuff. That's my opinion.
Thank you. Yes.
Good evening. My name is Mel Higgins, and I had no intentions of standing before you here tonight. But I agree, Pal can take off some of the burden. However, I think taking the freshman program out of the mix is a huge mistake. I think it is feasible for Pal to take on the junior high program, which would free up the funds that needed for these cuts. The kids would not lose out. In my opinion, they would actually benefit from that because we've witnessed freshman classes come up through with in some sports, there's 40 kids on a team and they don't get ample playing time to get out there and really be involved and grow their skills. But I think by keeping them down to PAL and allowing them to play against each other is going to allow some of those kids that don't get that opportunity in junior high and have given up on that particular sport by the time they reach the high school. So I guess I'm a little perplexed as to why that would be an option to move in where everyone wins. School saves the money that they're looking to save in their budget. PAL gets the much needed numbers that they need down there in all sports, and the kids don't lose out. They still get, they actually get, in my opinion, a better opportunity. To me, it's a no-brainer. I'd like you to think about that and think, is that, in all actuality, we are here for the kids, and taking anything away from them is very discouraging. You lose a lot of kids, and like Mr. Lunt had stated, a lot of these kids rely on these sports. They go to school every day. They don't miss it because they want to go to practice after school. If they don't go to school, they don't get to do those things. I've witnessed it. I came up through the SAD 49 program as well, and I've witnessed that, and that's what's going to happen if we don't make the appropriate changes. But the changes that you're requesting, in my opinion, are certainly not appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on the amendment? Yes. Franklin, one behind you, hasn't spoken yet.
Julie McKenzie, I just want to comment on your comment. This is a fairly new process for me. I know in the past, when June came around, I recognized that it was an all or nothing thing. I was excited to find out that May I had a chance to come and discuss and vote, and now even come to find out that there's a lot more information that I don't have. It's not itemized what the cuts involve. It's not itemized. I would love to be able to come on a more regular basis, but I can't. I homeschool my kids, so frankly, I don't necessarily want to. But this involves my money, it involves my friends, it involves a lot of people that I know. So I agree, those are important issues, the cuts that have been made. Somehow it would be helpful to have that information itemized a little more, a little sooner, so that we can be a little more educated. And again, this is new for me, so I'm sure the process is out there, and I'm just still learning all of that. But I'm sure there's other people here that share that. I specifically am focused on the sports because that's what I know of right at the moment, so thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion on Article, the amendment? One more again, Frank. I'm sorry. Mr. Bouchard, there's another one.
Jason Pellerin, from Albion. I'm the head basketball coach. But I don't come to you as the basketball coach today. What I'm going to have to say is from a taxpayer standpoint. We look at sports sometimes when we talk about sports and high school as two mutually exclusive items. They are not mutually exclusive. They are one. It's called co-curricular activities for a reason. Those co-curricular activities were put in place in the late 1890s and early 1900s with the purpose of understanding the importance of interscholastic sports within the high school community. I've got a quick little story about two young men that, without freshman football, and notice I'm not talking about basketball right now, I can talk long and hard about that as well, but two young men that played freshman football that were very small. A couple young men lived downtown in Fairfield. Without football, and I've talked to their mother about this, without football, I'm not sure what would have happened to those two young men. They ended up growing a little bit. They were just little guys coming up through. They ended up growing. They hit the weight room. They wanted to play for Coach Hersom, but it started in freshman football. Without freshman football, I'm not sure they would have done anything with football. They probably would have had to give it up because they were just too small at that time. They are now going to graduate from Maine Maritime Academy with well-paying positions waiting for them. And I tell you this right now, I don't know where they would be without freshman football. We talk about nobody wants to see anything cut, but you guys do have a very, very tough job to do. I just hope that we just aren't earmarking the freshman sports to say, okay, at least we took something away from sports. It's not sports, it's co-curricular, and it is a heartbeat, and it's the soul of Lawrence High School. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Mr. Bouchard?
PAL is trying to help out the schools and the towns. We are helping to pay for 7th grade football this time. And but we're a small program. We're a fairly small program. Our total budget's $170,000. So when you compare that to the school budget and the town budget, we're very thankful that the towns this is a partnership that we have between different towns, Albion, Benton, Clinton, and Fairfield, as well as all of the volunteers that we have. So this is a program that's been going on for over 50 years, and it's a volunteer-based organization. So we obviously feel strongly that the earlier you can get to the kids, this is the basis of education, isn't it? The earlier you can get to the children, the better it's going to be for them. And that's how we feel about it. So our mission is grades 1 through 6. So it's, I hope that we can vote on this amendment in a positive way. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? If not, I sent you ready to vote on the amendment. In the event, the amendment is to increase the financial recommendation on Article 5 by $14,511. All in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Now we're voting on Article 5 with the following figure in there. To see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for other instruction, and that amount would be $629,261.08. What's your pleasure with Article 5? No, that is the amount. All in favor of Article 5, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Nay. Motion carries. To see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for student and staff support, the school board recommends $2,527,844.86. What's your pleasure with Article 6? Moved in second. Any discussion on Article 6? Yes.
Alyssa Corson will speak to the
Come get a little closer to the mic, please.
All right. I think Ms. Oxley came to the last school board meeting and spoke very clearly about the need for the ed tech position or the library tech position in Benton. I happened to be speaking with my son, who attends Benton in the 4th grade last night, but I was coming here, so I'd be missing part of his game. And he was asking, what was some of the changes, and we were talking about it, and I did tell him about the library tech position, and that was one of the things he said is, she can't. Why would they do that? She can't do this all on her own. So I just wanted to make it yet again clear that even from a 4th grade perspective, he even recognizes that you can't put all of that work on one person. So just to put that out there.
Thank you. Any other discussion on Article 6? Comments? If not, I sent you ready to vote. All in favor of Article 6 as written, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Mr. Lunt, will you raise that microphone just a little bit? I think probably Alyssa and I are the only two that would fit that. Okay. Article 7. To see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for school administration. The school board recommends $1,414,048.37. What's your pleasure with Article 7?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded that we adopt Article 7 as printed. Any discussion? Sensing no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 7, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The article carries. Article 8, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for transportation and buses. The school board recommends $647,145.80. What's your pleasure with Article 8?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion on Article 8? Not, I sent you ready to vote. All in favor of Article 8, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Article carries. Article 9, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for facilities maintenance. The school board recommends $3,994,332.05. What's your pleasure with Article 9?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, I sent you ready to vote. All in favor of Article 9, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Article 10, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for debt service and other commitments. The school board recommends 0.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor of Article 10, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Article 11, to see what sum the district will be authorized to expend for all other expenditures. The school board recommends $46,000. What's your pleasure with Article 11?
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? No discussion. We'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 11, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. As you can see, Article 12 through 14 raises funds for the proposed school budget. Article 12. Is there a motion to dispense with the reading of this, or would you like me to read it?
There has to be a change to that.
I move Article 11 is printed.
Thank you.
Article 12.
Article 12, yes.
Article 12.
Pardon?
It has to be as amended.
Because that's where the extra 14. That's where the extra 14,000 comes in. The additional 14,000 for freshman sports is in there, so you would have to be approved Article 12 as amended. Whoever made that motion, would you change that?
I would move to amend Article 12 to include the money for the freshman football.
Great, thank you. Is that supported? I'm sorry.
For freshman sports, I amend Article 12 to cover the increased cost for freshman sports.
Okay, so the motion is to essentially to increase the dollar amount here by the amount that we just increased Article 5? Yeah, 14,000 something. Okay, and that motion is seconded? Okay, any discussion? Since there's no discussion, we'll call for vote. All in favor of Article 12 as amended, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Article 13, is there, since that's a zero appropriation, can I have a motion to accept Article 13 as printed?
So moved.
And seconded? Moved and seconded that we accept Article 13 as printed. Any discussion?
I did. Shelley.
Sensing no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 13 as printed, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Article 14, and this requires a written ballot. This article also changes because of the amendment of $14,000, roughly $500. Where it's a written ballot, I will read this. To see what sum the district will raise and appropriate in addition to local funds, recommended $3,006,905.67, which exceeds the state's Essentials Program and Services Allocation Model by $2,474,417.89. The school board recommends, actually, the committee here, the voters here, have increased that amount to $3,006,905.67 for additional local funds. Gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's Essentials Program and Services funding model by $2,474,417.89. The EPS model does not recognize all costs of school functions. In some areas, the EPS amounts are less than the board believes are necessary to provide quality education. What's your pleasure with Article 14?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adopt Article 14 with those new amounts in there. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. I'll need the ballot clerks to come up here to swear you in. Yeah. And while they're being sworn in, would someone take the Albion ballot box? I don't know. We usually leave them there, I guess. Is everyone sitting here in the floor a registered voter in your town? If not, I'd ask you to move outside the lines up here on the bleachers somewhere. Okay? Okay, Jude, let me swear you in. I need to swear you in. So if you would raise your hand and read this. I,
Amanda Dow, do swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of this state so long as I shall continue a citizen thereof, so help me God. I, Amanda Dow, do swear that I will faithfully discharge to the best of my abilities the duties incumbent on me as a ballot clerk for this meeting according to the constitutional laws of the state, so help me God.
okay. Okay, I guess I'll go alphabetically, so would voters from Albion please stand up and go over there to get your ballot if you'd like to vote. Have everyone from Albion who desired to vote voted? If so, I declare Albion's ballot box closed. Benton, would you line up and vote? Has everyone from Benton who desired to vote voted? Gonna wait for the clerk? Okay. If so, I declare Benton's ballot box closed. Everyone from Clinton who desires to vote, please line up and vote there. Has everyone from Clinton who desired to vote voted? If so, I declare Clinton's ballot box closed. And the remainder, everyone from Fairfield, please prepare your ballots. Has everyone from Fairfield who desired to vote voted? If so, I declare Fairfield's ballot box closed. Okay, you're welcome to open your ballots and do the counting. Please come to order and listen to the results of your ballots. There were, 95 ballots cast. For Article 14, there were 86 yeses and 9 noes. So the article carries. Article 14. Article 15 summarizes the total budget. Article 15, to see what sum the district will authorize the school board to expend for fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2017 and ending June 30th, 2018 from the district's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from kindergarten through grade 12 as described in the Essentials Program and Services Funding Act, non-state funded school construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine Revised Statutes Title 20A, Section 15,680, unexpended balances, tuition receipts, state subsidies, and other receipts for the support of schools. The school board recommend the amended amount now. We're not going with the school budget recommendation. We're actually going to vote on the amount approved here at this meeting, and that is $26,217,303.84. What's your pleasure with Article 15? Moved and seconded that we approve that amount. Any discussion? Yes. If you will, identify yourself also.
My name is Mark Mantamala. I live in Fairfield. Thank you for letting me speak today. U.S. News and World Report came out with its annual school ranking 2 weeks ago. At Lawrence High School, math proficiency, 9th through 12th grade, 18%. Would anyone here dispute that? English proficiency, 9th through 12th grade, 37%. Would anyone dispute those? This morning I read in the paper that we weren't, we're gonna do away with two buses, I guess, at 90 grand a piece, try to save money on the budget. Would that be correct? $180,000? That's been eliminated? And 3 teacher positions. Would that be correct? That was in the paper this morning. Did you read the paper this morning? I did. Did anyone here read the paper this morning? Well, then you'll have to take my word for it.
I believe that the positions that are being eliminated, or not I believe, but they are 1 support services position, 1 library tech position, and 1 ed tech 1.
Okay. What are their salaries combined? What are we saving?
I have $55,000 for the support services position, $29,600 on the library tech position, and $19,600 on the tech 1.
Okay, so roughly $100,000. Okay, so we're going to save $280,000. But somehow we went up on the budget $387,000 this year. Would that be right? %, math proficiency, 37% in English proficiency. Folks, you did the right thing today. You came here to this meeting, just like democracy said, and I'll go with it. But you're the only ones that care. For the 80 or 90 people I see here tonight, there's about 6,000 that don't. I'll cut sports all day long with these kinds of numbers. You can look them up yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? I sense you're ready to vote. All in favor of Article 15, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The motion carries. Article 16. In addition to the amounts approved in the preceding articles, shall the school board be authorized to expend such other sums as may be received from federal or state grants or programs or other sources during the fiscal year for school purposes, provided that such grants, programs, and other sources do not require the expenditure of other funds not previously appropriated.
Second.
Moved and seconded, we adopt Article 16 as printed. Any discussion? Not, I sense you're ready to vote. All in favor of Article 16, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Article 17, to see if Maine School Administrative District number 49 will appropriate $265,241.14 for adult education and raise $140,000 as the local share, with authorization to spend any additional incidental or miscellaneous receipts in the interest and for the well-being of the adult education program. What's your pleasure with Article 17?
Second.
Moved and seconded, Article 17. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor of Article 17, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Article 18 authorizes the use of additional state subsidy if received. In the event that Maine School Administrative District 49 receives more state education subsidy than the amount included in the budget, shall the school board be authorized to use all or part of the additional state subsidy to increase expenditures for school purposes in cost center categories approved by the school board, increase the allocation of finances in a reserve fund approved by the school board, and or decrease the local cost share expectation as defined in Title 20A, Section 15671-A1 and B for local property tax payers for funding public education as approved by the school board.
So moved. Second.
Move that we approve Article 18 as written. Any discussion? With no discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. Motion carries. Article 19 authorizes the use of Capital Reserve Fund. Shall Maine School Administrative District 49 establish a Capital Reserve Fund and transfer $500,000 from unallocated balances and or the Maine PERS Fund to that Capital Reserve Fund, provided that the Capital Reserve Fund shall only be expended upon approval of the RSU budget meeting or other RSU meetings of voters. What's your pleasure?
Second.
Moved and seconded that we accept Article 19 as virtually as printed. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll call for a vote. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The article carries. I would remind you that the voting for this budget will be held in your town on June 13th. Most towns starting at 8 o'clock, and I think Fairfield's at 7:30. Thank you very much for your cooperation, attendance, and courtesy. Meeting's adjourned.